Hey everybody, it is Marissa Barrera. This video is a quick overview, an update, and a call to action for the Yolo County explosion victims and their families. I'm also going to show you guys a blueprint any family or activist can use for their own case anywhere. If you've ever felt powerless after a tragedy, especially when you have to fight back against the system and you don't know where to start, this is one way you can start building pressure in an organized way and reaching out to those who are the decision makers. Now, we can't always control what a district attorney does, especially when there are public officials that are implicated within this tragedy and overall crimes. But we can put pressure and we can remind the Yolo County DA that people are watching and people do want accountability for these families. I also want to be transparent about why I'm doing this. This is the same county where my family experienced extreme injustice and the murder of my brother. When we needed the support most, we didn't have a roadmap. I didn't understand or have knowledge about these type of things. We didn't know who to contact, how to document pressure, or how to push decision makers in real time at the times that matter most. We still put pressure, but there are ways that we can invite others to do this in an organized way. So this work is personal, yes, but it's also practical. And I'm creating the steps I wish my family had. On July 1st, 7 workers were killed in the Yolo County explosion in Esparto, California. The victims were all people of color and all from out of town. 7 families are living with the permanent loss, and multiple children are now growing up without their fathers and loved ones. This isn't just a headline. This is real life for these families, and it's a lifetime, and that matters. And it should be taken very seriously by officials and those in power. And with the most respect to the families, I will put the victims on the screen so you guys can see this for yourselves. 7 victims. The first 2, starting at the left top, were barely 18, working there, and there were brothers involved as well as the victims. And from what I've been told by those close to some of them, some of these guys were really great friends. And I feel like it's important to put a face here. And in this case, horrifically, it's 7 different faces. So that's 7 different families and loved ones. So let's talk about why public trust is a serious issue here. The factor that just makes this story crazy and not okay and makes transparency non-negotiable. It is documented that Yolo County Sheriff's employees, multiple, we know 3 that were directly connected to the property and operation. Property owners, 3 different Yolo Sheriff's employees, 1 lieutenant, 1 deputy, 1 legal secretary who was married to the lieutenant, and as well as an Esparto Fire District volunteer firefighter who is also directly involved. That means the public is not asking for anything extra. We're asking for basic accountability, basic trust, because public trust is on the line here, and it should be taken very seriously. Now, the update. We already know that the DA's funding has already been spoken about by the Board of Supervisors. And honestly, as someone who has been watching this case very closely from the beginning, I feel that is one time that we publicly got to witness the Board of Supervisors being upset or angry about this. And I'm sorry to say, it wasn't for 7 victims. It was for how much money is coming out of the county already. So, an update that people need to know in case you missed this one, the county leadership months ago already discussed the investigation costs and the amount of costs for cleanup. I believe it was 1.7 million in total that was already going to happen. It could have been raised by now. But reporting has stated that the district attorney's office would likely need $964,000 for the criminal investigation on this explosion. That's for one fiscal year, by the way. Who knows if it could go longer. It also stated that the DA's office moved 4 full-time investigators onto this case. So yes, resources are being used. But with that level of public investment, the public deserves transparency. And the families deserve urgency. So let's scroll upon. I want you guys to see who to contact. And I'm going to have the CTAs, the call to actions, and everything listed nice and easy for you guys. But I really wanted to do this breakdown so you guys can see who we need to contact and why it's important. So here we have Jeff Reisig. He is the Yolo County DA. For nearly 28 years is what it shows on here. And if you're from Yolo County, people are aware of their office and how they get down, especially when it comes to holding law enforcement accountable. And if anybody Googles him, you guys can also find more information about him. I'm not going to talk about it here, but it's out there, and I've talked about it before. So, is Jeff Reisig going to do the right thing? I find it interesting as well. I'm going to show another slide. Just this weekend, last week on Thursday, I actually did a live interview with one of the impacted families. So, and it was the first family that came on and did an interview like this. Families have talked to news and interviews in the beginning, but a mom came on. She was the mother of Joel Jr. Melendez. The mother, Lupe, and his sister, Ashley, came on and spoke with us. So that's kind of why I decided, hey, you guys, let me put together this for you guys and get an easy CTA out there. I'm getting a little trouble just pulling up my screen again, but it's okay. I'll just read it out loud to you guys. Actually, it's pulling up now. So I want to hop in here and show you guys the victim assistance and family protection. They talk about victim services, protecting and serving victims of violent crime. One thing the mother shared with us, which is something that my family experienced as well, that none of them had been contacted by officials, by the district attorney's office, because, when we're looking at this case, essentially, those 7 victims, their families are also victims. That's who the district attorneys claim to serve. And they haven't been serving those families. As well as media updates going directly to the news stations instead of the families. So some of the families have had to actually learn updates from media when media began to contact them. And that's not okay. So let's get right into the action steps that we are going to take. I'm asking folks, you guys follow me. If you're an impacted family, if you're from Yolo County, take 5 minutes to do this. I'm going to look at the presentation that I made with a few slides so that I can show you guys what we're doing and what we're demanding and asking the DA to do. Yolo County Explosion Accountability Action Guide. Take 5 minutes. Demand transparency. This matters. Lots of reasons, but 7 workers were killed while working. 7 families are suffering. Multiple children left fatherless. And law enforcement and firefighters' direct involvement. This raises serious concerns about public safety. The demands, a clear charging timeline. We don't want this case to go on forever. Specific dates or defined decision window from the district attorney. Full transparency. Who had oversight authority? Who knew what and when? And what actions were taken or not taken? And we already got a lot of information. So we're asking them to tell us in full, tell us the truth. Accountability. First, that should be the first one, but it's the obvious one for all officials and for all other individuals, entities involved to be held accountable based on the evidence, not based on who is connected to who. And finally, that families are informed first, that families are informed directly before major public and media updates. Imagine being a family with a horrific case like this. You get your updates from a fucking reporter. That's terrible. And that's the same thing that happened to my family in this community as well. So the district attorney, it's clear as can be, they do not serve all families. They serve who they choose to serve. And it shouldn't be like that when they are public officials. So we got an email list that you can copy and paste. I have the district attorney's contact info, all of the board of supervisors, which I'm going to bring them on the screen as well. The board of supervisors, I will bring up their pictures actually. I feel like it is important to put a face to these names. And when we're talking about things this serious, and they're supposed to serve the community, right? Let's put some faces out here. So there are 5 of them listed on the website. I got a meeting to be in a couple minutes, so I will have to hop off, but we got these 5 right here. And Angel Barajas, Esparta was in his district. So Angel Barajas, why have you not spoken out about the explosion? Why has there not been public comments? Why are you not supporting the families directly or reaching out to them? They may be from out of town, but they were killed in your district. Angel Barajas was also the mayor when my brother was killed. He didn't do anything for us either. All right, you guys. So I made a 1-page accountability guide that you can copy and paste in 2 minutes. You can download it from my website, www.marissabarrera.com/YOLO action. I will also link it to the video in the description. So you can use my script as is or write your own. But please, whatever you do, send something today. So let's talk about real quick. I will go over the blueprint that you guys can use for any case. And that is the part that I want impacted families, Yolo County and beyond to listen to. You identify the decision maker. In criminal cases, that's usually going to be the district attorney. They decide whether the charges are filed and what those charges are. Step 2, identify the pressure point. That's elected leadership, like the board of supervisors, because they can demand transparency, raise public questions, request briefings, and apply political pressure. Step 3, keep your asks short. not 10 demands, 3 or 4 clear ones. Step 4, make it easy for people to do. Provide scripts, provide the contact info, provide a link, anything that they can easily copy and paste or view. And copy and paste, emails and send. And calls are always good too, but emails do trace back better. So we make it easy for people and we ask people. Step 5, get it going. Ask people, shout it out, share it to social media, ask your friends and family to share, to sign, to email, whatever it is that you're asking for. Today, email, tomorrow, call. Next meeting, Board of Supervisors meeting, comment, show up. So overall, the DA is the charging gatekeeper. And if you want a timeline for charges, that's going to be the DA. The Board of Supervisors are elected leaders over county governance. They may not file charges, but they can demand transparency from county systems and push public accountability. They can. Sometimes, unfortunately, they don't. But again, Esparto is in District 5, represented by Supervisor Angel Barajas. All right. Again, just to sum it up, guys, go to my website, marissabarrera.com/YOLO action and send the email to the full list. If you can, make a 30-second call, leave a message. Even one call matters. We're letting them know that people are watching and people want accountability. Share this video and tag at least one person who you know will actually send it. If you guys are watching and you guys have already sent it, put sent in the comments. So once again, guys, 7 workers died. 7 families are suffering. Multiple children are growing up without their fathers and loved ones. And we are demanding full transparency and accountability for officials and all others involved. And for anyone watching who's facing injustice in your own county, use this blueprint. I'm doing this work because I know what it feels like to not have a roadmap when your family is suffering and facing an extreme injustice. You do not have to do it alone. There are communities of impacted families like myself out here who will help and support when we can. There are a lot of people out there who need guidance and support when they're faced with a tragedy like this. So please pass the message along, send this to your people, drop a comment and let me know that you sent the email. Say sent. All right. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll be back soon with some more updates.